everyone, it is July 27th, although I probably will post this on July 28th just because I'm making this in the evening. And there's one of my cats. She is just determined to get into the picture. And I have another one that's, let's see if, there he is. Maisie, what's your deal? What? She's desperate to come up here beside me, but right now I don't want that because I'm making this video. But she'll probably come back. Anyhow, I have been busy crocheting, although I've taken like the last week off from it because I finished a big project which I'm going to show you because it's got to ship out tomorrow. But in the meantime, I have made a whole bunch of hats, and I don't think I've shown any of these, but I'm not positive. Some of them I know for sure I haven't shown. So let's just get started with them. This one is actually one of the favorites that I've done. It's, I don't know if you can see the blue. The blue is sparkle and the white is sparkle. Okay, so that's one. Two. When I'm making these, I just make like one a night. That's my crochet for the day. And then this one. And this one. And this one. I seem to be missing some. Let's see, this one. 2, 3, 4. I think I've already shown some in a previous video, so all these are brand new. And this one happens to be a solid purple one. Okay. Then I thought, well, let me make a scarf. And let me make one where the stripes are very horizontal. So I did a foundation double crochet row of 225 stitches, which ended up making like a 6-foot scarf. And I won't unroll the whole thing, but this is what it is. So just a simple scarf. If I were to make another scarf and do like a foundation double crochet row, I wouldn't do 225 stitches, maybe like 190 or 180. Anyhow, okay, the big thing, and I do mean big. I have had it on the back burner to make this Spider-Man for my nephew. And I will post the pattern below. It's an Etsy pattern, and have fun with it. There are a couple of mistakes in the pattern, but basically I got through it. And I used all blanket yarn. Now, the pattern didn't say what kind of yarn to use, and I thought, well, it's obviously obvious the person who wrote this pattern, her pictures show a chenille yarn, but the chenille she used was not as big as blanket yarn. So I used blanket yarn, and the red color is race car red, It's this Bernat. And let me see, where's the color on here? Yeah, right here. Let's see, it says Race Car Red. Now, I started with a full skein. I got all the way to the last row of 8 stitches. You start from the feet and worked your way up to the head, or through the head. So I'm like at the last row. I knew I was playing yarn chicken. I have 8 stitches that I've got to cinch together. I had like this much yarn left. So I actually got another red yarn and closed it up and then used that little bit to hide any bit of the other yarn that was showing. Okay, so here he is, 22 inches. So, one thing about this pattern was that it is not done in a spiral. It is done, you finish one row, you slip stitch, you chain one to move up to the next row. And that's really important for keeping this, this part right here very straight. But because you carry your yarn, you can, okay, ignore this back part here. Because you carry the red yarn all the way, that's one reason why I ran out of yarn. And I was desperate. I was like, well, I don't remember where I bought the yarn from, but it was either Michael's or Joann's. Joann's is no more, and Michael's doesn't carry Race Car Red. So then I went looking on eBay, and of course those prices were exorbitant. So just so you know, if you make it and you make it with blanket yarn, you will probably be very close to running out. One thing I would do differently if I ever made it again, and I probably won't, is I would remove one of the rows from the head. But that's just me. So once again, let me show you. Here he is. He's the biggest amigurumi I've ever made. He's 22 inches long. So you can see there's my head, here's his head. Big head. Okay, so that's that. Now another thing that was interesting that happened, and it happened a week ago yesterday. I'm laying here on my sofa taking a nap, and all of a sudden I feel this boom, and the whole house shook. And I thought, well, you know, we're kind of near a busy intersection and maybe there's a crash somewhere really close, and I thought, well, I'll just ignore it. But the landlady went out. Turns out that a truck that was pulling a flatbed trailer had one of the axles on the trailer break, and it came dislodged from the connection to the truck, and a tire flew off. And now there's a 4-lane street out in front of us, and they were on the far side heading west. And this trailer crossed over all the traffic and slammed in, or it jumped the curb over the sidewalk and slammed into a retaining wall that we had for one of the staircases, and smashed the staircase, or smashed the masonry. So I'm going to put a picture of it right here. Or a few pictures. So then the truck driver was so apologetic, and I mean, masonry was flying all over the place, and he cleaned it all up. Turns out the truck driver was a contractor. So he said, I have a masonry guy that works for me. I'll send him out. So that was on Sunday, and by Tuesday it was completely rebuilt, and that was that. So, you know, there wasn't like any insurance thing happening or any whatever with the house. It was just fixed, and it looks perfect. You would never know anything ever happened. So that was very interesting. Thankfully, it was a very slow week. This week is a very, very busy week. Today, we went out for lunch. Me, the landlady, and her sister-in-law all met up at a restaurant, and it turns out that all of our mothers, who have all passed away, all had a birthday in July. So what we do yearly is we get together and we celebrate the mothers. And the landlady's mother would have been the oldest. She was born in 1924, and the sister-in-law's mother was born in 1927, and my mother was the baby of the group, born in 1931. So yeah, so we did that today. That was a lot of fun. And so now I get to figure out what is my next project to work on. And I think I will probably start sewing on appliques to that one blanket that I have promised a great-nephew. Seems like I'm always promising the great-nephew stuff. But, you know, that brings me to another point of I will not be taking requests from my nieces and nephews on behalf of their children in the future. And it's not because I don't want to make them, but I want to make them because it's my idea to make them something. Not because I suddenly feel obligated now to make that because they've requested it. Because it kind of feels like homework, and I've always hated homework. So yeah, I won't be taking requests from them or really anybody. I'm just going to do things when I feel the urge to do them, and that's what works for me. So anyhow, I hope you all are staying cool wherever you live. It is not cool where I live, but I hope it's cool where you live, and you can get cool. I have my AC set to 70. And I hope you have a good rest of the week, and we'll see you in August. Bye-bye.